Good morning, everyone. Today we will be discussing the activity number two for technology for teaching and learning number one, wherein we need to compare the two types of model of IST. I am your teacher for today. I am Jen Christian Trinidad. So without further ado, let's discuss our topic. So for today's topic, so I choose two models of ISP wherein it is named as the ADI model and the SUM model. So without further ado, let's discuss first the ADI model. So when we talk about ADI model, the ADI model was first created for the US military during the 1970s by the FSU, or also known as the Florida State University. So ADI is an acronym for a five phases courses development process. So which are the analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. So when we talk about the ADI model, it represents a flexible guideline for building effective training and instructional materials. Later on, we will be discussing, or for the next slide, we will be discussing the interrelated phases of the ADI model. So next. For the first phase is the analysis, wherein sa analysis, we need to identify the learning needs, or we need to identify the factors that we need to develop in a courses. Wherein what I said earlier, no, this includes the learning needs, the training needs, the problem, who are the target audience, as well as what is the learning goals of the course. So next is the design. When we talk about the design, using outputs from analysis phase, uh, we need to transform it to plan a strategy for developing the instructional courses. So from the analysis that we gather, so we need to plan uh, the strategy for developing the instructional courses. So, yung sa phase na to, we need also to outline how to reach the instructional goals determined during the analysis phase and expand the instructional foundation. So, yun nga, when we talk about the design, it is the plan of instructional strategies and materials. So, plano pa lang. So, when we talk about the development, uh, a development is create instructional materials. So creation na. So it builds on both the analysis and design phases. When we talk about it builds on both the analysis and design phases. Sa development phase kasi nakabase ito sa analysis and design, no? Wherein we need to bring our storyboards to life and start the creating the courses. Sa development phase, majorly centers around the training courses production in the selective some e-learning authoring tools or in some other types of learning materials or learning tools. So, yun yung development part. Wherein, yun nga, when we talk about the development, create instructional materials. So, next is the implementation. So, sa implementation naman, it refers to presenting and delivering the course material to the learners. So, sa implementation phase, we must ensure and promote that the learners understand what our materials, as well as we need to support our learners uh, to master the objectives of our materials. And as well as, syempre napaka-importante na we must ensure the knowledge transfer from the instructional settings to the job or to the students. So when we talk about the uh, implementation, no, yun nga, no, dapat we deliver instructional materials to the target audience. So for the last part is the evaluation. So when we talk about the evaluation phase, this measure the effectiveness and efficiency of the training courses, but on paano on evaluating whether the goals identified in analysis phase have been achieved or not. And based on the answer, either interview or survey, malalaman natin kung this is effective or not, or this is effective, or we need to adjust, or we need to make a necessary adjustment or revisions. So this is the 5 phase of ADI model. So now let's talk about the SUM model, or also known as the successive approximation model, or the SUM. So the SUM model is an approach that use an instructional design that prioritize rapid iterations, efficiency, and collaboration. So who developed it? It was developed by Dr. Michael Allen, and it is the main alternative to more traditional instructional design models like the ADI model as well. Uh, uh, in addition, when we talk about the SUM model, it is an agile, recursive process for instructional design that doesn't follow a traditional linear design path for course and learning content development. So now, let's further talk about the SUM model. So now let's talk more deeper about the SUM model. So we can see here in the model, no, there are three parts: the preparation, iterative design phase, and iterative development phase. So for the SUM model, uh, we'll start at the preparation as well. So uh, instead of starting with a long drawn evaluation of existing or needed content, the SUM model starts with the preparation phase, wherein we gather information and get all the background knowledge, as well as kasama na dito yung what are the project expectations, uh, what are the project expectations that we need and what we set, as well as the initial project planning na maaaring na-finalize na. So, in this preparation, kasama na rin dito yung understanding the learner audience, determining the goals, setting a timeline, establishing a project budget, no? Wherein, when we talk about the SUMS model preparation, it is intended to be very quick paced lang, no? Ah, for the next phase is yung iterative design. So, nakita naman natin dito na sa information gathering, may tinatawag tayong savvy start. So, sa iterative design, nag-uumpisa tayo sa savvy start. When we talk about savvy start, it is the method that being used, or yung tinatawag natin sa research na methodology. So, the savvy start will start to the initial collaborative brainstorming meeting to establish the foundation of a successful project. So aside from that, no, yung iterative design phase ay naka-focus primarily on the performance that will serve as the project kick-off meeting and the main environment for all project team members to converse. So throughout the Sabi Start and iterative design phase, the teachers or the instructional designers will rotate through the design, prototype, and review. So yun yung sa iterative design, no? So for the next is yung iterative development. So much like the iterative design phase, In the iterative development phase, a teacher will rotate through development, implementation, and evaluation. So we will start with our uh, design proof, moving to alpha and beta before finally rolling out the goal. So as the instructional product is being developed, we continually analyze and evaluate it also. So bakit nga bang we need to analyze and evaluate it? So that at any point, if there's change needs to occur, it can happen quickly and uh, will limit any risk of the project moving out of the budget or time. So these are the some models. So now let's talk about the similarities and the differences between the ADI and SAM model. First is let's talk about the similarities. So the similarities of ADI and SAM models are both models aim to create effective instructional materials. They are also both emphasize the importance of evaluation and feedback. Third is both uh, models can be applied in a various educational training contexts. So those are the similarities between ADI and SAM models. When we talk about the differences between ADI and SAM models, first is the approach. No, na kung saan ang differences nila pagdating sa approach, ang ADI ay sequential and linear, ang SAM model naman ay agile and iterative. So when we talk about sequential and linear, alam naman natin na ADI is moving through each phase step by step. So earlier, diniscuss ko yung step by step ng ADI. So when we talk about the SAM model, agile and iterative siya kasi it focus on a rapid prototyping and the improvement and development are continuous. So in terms of flexibility, ang ADI ay may sequence and step-by-step process. So ang ADI ay more structured and rigid. So pagdating naman sa flexibility ng SAM model, it is more flexible rather than ADI kasi it allows more quick adjustment and changes pagdating sa SAM models. So I also already tackle about that earlier. So in terms of development speed naman, ang ADI ay mas mahaba dahil na rin it may take longer due to the sequential nature. No? In terms of some model, it is typically faster due to its iterative and agile approach. So those are the similarities and differences of the two models. Now let's talk about the importance of the two models, which is the importance of ADI model and the importance of the SAM model. So first is it provides a structured approach to instructional design. Structured kasi there are different kinds of step-by-step process na binibigay ng ADI. No? Aside from that, it ensures the critical aspect of the instructional process are considered and addressed. It also facilitates the creation of effective learning experience through structured phases. So those are the importance of the ADI models. I know that this is some of the importance, but with the further research, there are also uh, more information about the importance of this model. For the next model, the importance of the SAM model naman, no? The importance of the SAM model, it allows for quick iterations of adjustment based on the feedback. It also promotes a collaboration and communication among stakeholders. It also enhances the flexibility and adaptability in the instructional design processes. Overall, ADI model provides structured and sequential approach to instructional design. The SAM model offers an agile and an iterative framework that emphasizes rapid prototyping and continuous feedback. Overall, models Both models are valuable in different contexts, and the choices between them depends on the specific needs and constraints of the instructional design project. So, those are the importance of the ADI and SAM model. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you have something to learn about me about the two types of model that I've discussed. Thank you and have a nice day.